Hello boys, welcome for second part of your geography, chapter number 4, name of the topic agriculture. Let us continue the second part of this chapter number 4. Boys, in your first part of the chapter, we have learned about agriculture, farm system, types of farming such as subsistence farming, intensive subsistence agriculture, primitive subsistence agriculture, shifting cultivation, and nomadic herding. Boys, have a look towards the right margin of your page number 41. Do you know shifting cultivation is known by different names in different parts of the world? Shifting cultivation, it is known by different names in different part of the world. Okay. Zooming northeast India, and that means northeast India, it is called zooming cultivation. Now local Manipur here it is known as Pamlou. Milpa in Mexico, then Roca in Brazil, Ladang in Malaysia. Okay, this type of cultivation, accepting cultivation, it is named differently in different places. Now let us continue the second part of the chapter, commercial farming. Commercial farming means it is a farming which is practiced by our cultivator to earn money. In commercial farming, crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in market. That means in order to earn money, this type of farming practiced by our cultivator. The area cultivated and the amount of capital used is large. In such type of farming, the area which is used to cultivate it and the amount of capital it used is large. Most of the work is done by machines. So manual labor is not utilized here in every work. Here most of the work it is used to do by machines. Commercial farming includes commercial grain farming, mixed farming, and plantation agriculture. So commercial farming it includes commercial grain farming, different grain to grow, and mixed cropping system, mixed farming, and plantation agriculture. In commercial grain farming, crops are grown for commercial purpose. Means commercial purpose means to sell it in the market. Wheat and maize are common commercially grown grains. So wheat and maize, these are common commercially grown grains. Underline this, okay? These two crop. Major areas where commercial grain farming is practiced are temperate grasslands of North America, Europe, and Asia. So these are different area where commercial grain farming is practiced. Okay, is these areas are sparsely populated. Sparsely populated means having less population. Sparsely means less population with large farms spreading over hundreds of hectares. Severe winters restrict the following season and only a single crop can be grown. Okay, severe winter, here. Okay, too much coldness. It restricts the growing season and only a single crop can be grown. In mixed farming, the land is used for growing food and fodder, crops, and rearing livestock. So in mixed farming, boys, the land it is used for growing food as well as fodder crops and rearing livestock. Rearing, that means different animals. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. So in those places, this type of mixed farming it is practiced. Now plantation farming. Let us see, plantations are a type of commercial farming where a single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, or cotton are grown. Plantation are a type of commercial farming. This is also related to earn money, where single crops used to grow. Crops such as tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, or cotton are grown in the plantation farming. Large amount of labor and capital are required. So for plantation farming, large amount of labor and large amount or capital these are required. The produce may be processed on the farm itself or in nearby factories. The produce it may be processed to get finished products on the farm itself or in nearby factories. The development of a transport network is thus essential for such farming. Underline this one also, okay. See, the development of a transport network, good transport network is also necessary in order to carry that crops from the air. These are essential for such farming. Major plantations are found in the tropical regions of the world. Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India and Sri Lanka are some examples. So major plantations these are found in the tropical regions, in the tropical areas of the world. As example, rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India and Sri Lanka. These are some examples of plantation crops. Okay. Now, major crops. A large variety of crops are grown to meet the requirement of the growing population. A large variety, that means large group of crops. Different crops are grown in order to fulfill the requirement of the growing population. Crops also supply raw materials for agro-based industries. Crops also supply raw materials in order to that means for agro-based means those industries which based on agriculture products are known as agro-based industries like as oil seeds etc like that, okay, or crops. Crops also supply raw materials. This crop used to supply raw materials for agro-based industries. Major food crops are wheat, rice, maize, and millets. Jute and cotton are fiber crops. Mark this two also. Okay, in your higher classes you will get another one that is called hemp. HEMP, hemp. That is also a fiber crops. Jute and cotton, these are fiber crops. Important beverage crops are tea and coffee. So important beverage crops are tea and coffee. Beverage means a drink other than water. Rice. Rice is the major food crop of the world. Rice it is the major food crop of the world. For the people of Manipur, here most of the people uh, we depend on rice crop. So this rice is the major food crop of the world. It is the staple diet of the tropical and subtropical regions. Rice needs high temperature, high humidity and rainfall. Rice to grow rice you need see here it needs high temperature, high humidity and rainfall. It grows best in alluvial clay soil which can retain water. So alluvial clay soil can retain water. So it grows best in those areas. China leads in the production of rice, followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt. China is at the top for producing rice. Our India is in second position to produce rice. Then third one is Japan, next Sri Lanka, and Egypt shown in this way. In favorable climatic conditions, as in West Bengal and Bangladesh, 2 to 3 crops are grown in a year. So you see, in favorable climatic conditions, in the country of Bangladesh or West Bengal, 2 to 3 crops are grown in a year. But in class 10 again you will get that means cultivation of rice. Okay, it will elaborate in a broad way. You will learn there, but as of now you have to know what are required for growing rice. Geographical factors required for growing rice. This thing you must know it. Wheat. Wheat requires moderate temperature and rainfall during growing season and bright sunshine at the time of harvest. When that means the crop is ready for cutting, okay. At the time it requires bright sunshine. It thrives best in well drained loamy soil. Okay, but rice it required alluvial soil, alluvial clay soil. But this one, wheat crops, it required loamy soil. Wheat is grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia, and India. In India, it is grown in winter. So in our country, wheat is grown in winter season. Millets. They are also known as coarse grains and can be grown on less fertile and sandy soils. These are grown in less fertile and sandy soils. For example, in Rajasthan, it is a hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. Jawar, Bajra, and Ragi are grown in India. Other countries are Nigeria, China, and Niger. Maize. Maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall, and lots of sunshine. It needs well drained, fertile soils. This crop maize, it can grow in our Manipur also, boys. Maize is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India, and Mexico. So, in those places, this maize can grow nicely. Okay. Do you know maize is also known as corn? Various colorful varieties of maize are found across the world. Here you can see the picture also different color maize. Okay. The same way that means it is found in here in our Manipur also boys. Cotton. Cotton requires high temperature, light rainfall, 210 frost free days and bright sunshine for its growth. So these are the factors which are required for the growth of cotton. It grows best on black and alluvial soils. So cotton it grows best on black and alluvial soils. China, USA, India, in our country, India, It grows towards the western part of India. Okay. India, Pakistan, Brazil, and Egypt are the leading producers of cotton. It is one of the main raw materials for the cotton textile industry. Cotton, it is one of the main raw materials for the cotton textile industry. Jute. Jute was also known as the golden fiber. Jute, it was also known as the golden fiber. It grows well on alluvial soil and requires high temperature. Jute requires alluvial soil and high temperature, heavy rainfall, and humid climate. This crop is grown in the tropical areas. So, in the village areas of our Manipur, this jute also grows, boys. India and Bangladesh are the leading producers of jute. Okay, in your higher classes again, you will get this jute. Okay, most of the jute grows there in West Bengal. Hooghly River Basin, it is best for growing jute crops because uh, ample water for rating jute is available there. Port facility is there in order to export jute from there. Then labor and climate of that place. These are the sorry physical factors which are required for cultivation of jute. These all are available there. That's why Hooghly River Basin it is best for growing this crop. Coffee. Coffee requires warm and wet climate and well drained loamy soil. Hill slopes are more suitable for growth of this crop. Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. In our India, in Karnataka, it grows well. See here, interesting fact: who discovered the coffee plant? There are different versions about the discovery of coffee. In about AD 850, Kaldi, an Arab goat herder who was puzzled by the queer antics of his flock, tested the berries of the evergreen bush on which the goats were feeding. Okay, that herder he could find there. On experiencing a sense of exhilaration, he proclaimed his discovery to the world. So it was discovered in such a way, okay, by Kaldi, an Arab goat herder. Tea. Tea is a beverage crop grown on plantations. Beverage means I already told you a drink with other than water. It is a drink other than water, the type of crop which is grown on plantations. This requires cool climate and well distributed high rainfall throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaves. Tender leaves means one easily broken. Okay, it can easily broken that one. It needs well drained loamy soil and gentle slopes. Labor in large number is required to pick the leaves. Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka produce the best quality tea in the world. Our India, Assam, then in West Bengal, New Jalpaiguri. So these are the areas where tea grows well. Agricultural development. Agricultural development refers to efforts made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demand of increasing population. Agricultural development It denotes to efforts which is made to increase farm production, okay, in order to fulfill the growing demand of increasing population. This can be achieved in many ways, such as increasing the crop area, the number of crops grown, improving irrigation facilities, use of fertilizers, and high yielding variety of seeds. So these are the different ways. How can we improve crops? How can we get good harvest? Mechanization of agriculture is also another aspect of agricultural development. Okay, means mechanization means using agricultural machinery. Okay, that is also another aspect of agricultural development. The ultimate aim of agricultural development is to increase food security. The ultimate means the final aim of agricultural development is to increase food security, having a reliable access to a sufficient quantity, that is food security. Agriculture has developed at different places in different parts of the world. Developing countries with large populations usually practice intensive agriculture. We have done this. What is this intensive agriculture? Where crops are grown on small holdings, mostly for subsistence. That means crops these are grown on small holdings, small areas. Okay, mostly for subsistence. Larger holdings are more suitable for commercial agriculture, as in USA, Canada, and Australia. With the help of two case studies of farms, one from India and the other from the USA, let us understand about agriculture in the developing and developed country, USA and India. Okay, USA is developed country, boys, and our India is developing one. So now let us see a farm in India. There is a small village, Adilabad, in Gazipur district of Uttar Pradesh. Munna Lal is a small farmer in this village who has farmland of about 1.5 hectares. His house is in the main village. He purchases high yielding varieties of seeds. High yielding varieties of seeds means those seeds which can give good harvest from the market every alternate year. The land is fertile and he grows at least two crops in a year, which are normally wheat or rice and pulses. So he used to grow at least two crops in a year, which are normally wheat or rice and pulses. The farmer takes advice of his friends and elders as well as government agricultural officers regarding farming practices in order to get good harvest. Time to time, he used to take advices from his friends, elders, and by the way, government, okay, agricultural officers about the practice of farming. He takes a tractor on rent for ploughing his field, though some of his friends still use traditional method of using bullocks for ploughing. There is a tube well in the nearby field which he takes on rent to irrigate his fields. So in this way, he used to grow crops. Munnalal also has two buffaloes and few hens. He sells milk in the cooperative store located in the nearby town. He is a member of the cooperative society which also advises him on the type of fodder for the animals. Which type of fodder? That means food should be given for to the animals. Okay, so he also advises, okay, uh, advises him safety measures to protect the health of the livestock and artificial insemination. So this thing also he used to know from him. Okay, all the members of the family help him in various farm activities. All his family members, they used to help him in farming. Sometimes he takes credit from a bank or the agricultural cooperative society to buy HYV seeds and implements in order to purchase high yielding variety seeds. HYV seeds means high yielding variety seeds and implements. He should take credit from the bank or the agricultural cooperative society. He sells his produce in the mandi located in the nearby town. Since majority of the farmers do not have lack storage facilities, they are forced to sell the produce even when the market is not favorable to them. Market is not favorable to them means while the prices is very low, as they do not have proper places for storage. That's why they used to sell them. In recent years, the government has taken some steps to develop storage facilities. Now let us see a farm in the USA. It is comparing here, boys. You see a farm in India with that a farm in the USA. The average size of the farm in the USA is much larger than that of an Indian farm. A typical farm size in the USA is about 250 hectares. The farmer generally resides in the farm. Some of the major crops grown are corn, soybean, wheat, cotton, and sugar beet. Joe Horan, a farmer in the Midwest USA, in Iowa State, owns about 300 hectares of land. He grows corn on the field after making sure that soil and water resources meet the needs of the crop. And that means he got this thing, he used to grow crops only then. Adequate measures are taken. Adequate means satisfactory measures are taken to control pests and can damage the crop. That can damage the crop. Okay. So it should be that can damage. Pest means these are different types of insects, germs which harmful for our crops. So to control them, okay, he used to manage there. From time to time, he sends the soil samples to a soil testing laboratory to check whether the nutrients are sufficient or not for growing crops, whether the soil is appropriate or not. To know that, he used to send soil for testing in the laboratory. The results helped Joe Horan to plan a scientific fertilizer program. His computer is linked to the satellite, which gives him a precise picture of his field. This helps him to use chemical fertilizers in order to grow crops in a huge quantity. Okay, people used to spread these fertilizers in their crop. And pesticides in order to kill the pest wherever they are required. He uses tractors, seed drills, leveler, combine harvester, and thresher to perform various agricultural operations. So you see, he used to he used these tractors, seed drills, leveler, combine harvester, and thresher to perform these various agricultural operations. Grains are stored in the automated grain storage, or dispatched to market agencies. The farmer in USA works like a businessman and not like a peasant farmer. A peasant farmer means a poor small holder, okay, or agricultural laborer. So you can see that means the difference between our country and that of USA, how it is different. Okay, so here is the end of the chapter. Thank you all.